Hello, welcome to Epic Fail, episode 118. Before we get started, just wanted to take a moment to give a shout out to the folks that have been helping us fail. That's right, on Patreon, our Epic Fail, Craig, our Deliberate Fails, Joseph, Cuddles, Mickey, David, and Flashgoth. Welcome to David. And on Twitch, our subscribers, Draven Dresden, Jamie Joy, Galvanid, and Gank Theory. Thanks so much for helping us fail.
Warning, this show may contain mature language and is not suitable for small children, pets, or blood elves.
You're now listening to the Epic Fail podcast.
Greetings. Don't ask, I don't know where that came from either. I am Draven Dresden. This is Epic Fail number 118, September the 3rd. I don't know why, just sometimes I remember to actually say the date. With me as always, co-conductors. Let's see, who do I want first? Who do we need to... Oh, I know. From the land of maple syrup. Hi, Scarlett. How are you doing?
I know why you were talking in a Russian accent. If that was a Russian accent. It sounded...
That makes one of us.
It sounded Russian. Okay, so question. If you guys play with game sounds on, in the new stuff that came out on Tuesday, did somebody's voice sound familiar?
Lots
Yes.
of them.
Do you even lift, bro? So I don't know if it's the same or not. I meant to look this up, but I don't know. But the Draenei lady that you meet in one part of the quest line, I don't remember her name because I'm bad. She sounds like Zarya to me, like the whole, like her whole accent and everything. Like she sounds like a Russian Draenei, and she sounds like Zarya. I'm honestly like 99% sure, but that's my suspicion that it's the same voice actress with the same style of accent. So I don't know. Maybe you were subconsciously imitating Zarya. Yes, that's what I'm going with.
Wasn't Urel?
I am my scars.
Wow. Wasn't Urel kind of a Russian accent too, though?
And was she
I
not
think
as
it's
much
just a
as this
Draenei
lady?
thing.
Maybe it is.
Just all
I don't
Draenei's are
know.
Russians.
The male Draenei don't really sound Russian.
They
It's like the female Draenei are.
I kind of do. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know. So I got a mount. It's the shaman class mount. Yay! I can fly on a thing. It's like a twister.
Spinny thingy.
Yes. I have a question. This is totally off topic, but Draven, you got all the stuff, the class mounts. Is the feet of...
Kind of.
Oh, you don't have all the class mounts?
I have a mount from every class, but I don't have all the class mounts.
Okay, but I mean, like, you've done the class mount quest on all tunes, just not all the color variants.
Yes.
So, did you get a feat of strength for that, or is it finishing the artifact campaigns that you gotta do, like including balance of power to get the feat of strength? I know there's a feat of strength for finishing all 12, I just don't know at what step you get it.
I think it's balance of power.
Oh, poo. I don't want to do that on all 12. Well, whatever, that's a minor detail. I just thought it would be cool to get it for all the class mounts because, I don't know, because, yeah. So, obviously, I was working on the shaman this week, so I did that. Oh, guess what? I got a compliment. I think it was a compliment. It was adorable. And then I linked this podcast to the person, so I don't know if they're going to watch or not. I highly doubt it, but if you do, I wasn't offended. I liked it. So I friended this person on Overwatch. I told you guys about that, like, I don't know, a month ago or so, and it's a young person, a child. So they know I'm an adult. They know I'm in my 30s. and we were playing this game in competitive. Dude, they're really good, by the way. They ranked gold, and they were dragging me through my ranked matches. That was fun. But they're like, you sound 14 today. I was like, no, I'm in my 30s. I wish I was 14.
Is that a compliment? I don't know.
I don't know. And then they're like, oh my goodness, you're a girl, aren't you? I thought you were a dude. So they thought my voice was squeaky, because I hadn't turned older as a boy yet. Oh my goodness, I was laughing so hard it was funny. And then they were shocked that I wasn't a dude. Anyways, I don't know. It was cute. So online you meet a whole bunch of people, and the kid is a really good player, But
you're not a dude? What?
I mean, I don't, maybe I am. With long hair. Actually, I have a friend in real life who has hair that's probably 3 times as long as mine, and yeah, it's actually longer. Draven was showing his hair on camera. Now you have to do it. Now you have to do it in your intro. But it's actually longer than yours. He can sit on it. Maybe you can sit on yours too. I don't know. But I'm jealous of his hair. It's amazing hair. I want his hair. But whatever. Speaking of hair, I told you guys this before, but I'm going to tell it anyways. Chat room, what would you do if you had a wasp that got stuck in your hair?
While we're waiting on chat room to catch up, I'm going to go ahead and answer. I would probably burn my hair off.
I ran around screaming because I didn't know it was it. Okay, so this wasp appeared on my computer screen, and I was like, what? My windows are closed. How did a wasp get in here? I still don't know that answer. So I went to go find something to smack it with because I realized I have no fly swatter because I never open my windows because it's a city and the city air is dirty. Anyways, when I came back, I didn't see it. So I started moving stuff around my desk, and I heard it under the desk. So I bent down to try to smack it, and I didn't see it. So then I get up, and then I hear zzz in my hair, and then I ran around screaming like this and trying to get it out of my hair, and I didn't see where it went. So I sat back down in my computer chair, and then I realized it's on this pillow in the back, on my tag, and then it hopped out onto the pillow. So then I grabbed the pillow, and I'm like, oh my goodness, please don't fly. And then I didn't know what to do with it now, so I opened my hallway door, and I poofed it into the hallway.
You poofed it? You poofed it?
I went like this, and it flew into the hallway.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna have to deal with a wasp. I don't know. I don't even know where. So yeah. Anyways, that was before a couple hours ago. Yeah. And then for the next half hour, I was paranoid, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen my cat. Maybe it stung my cat and my cat's dead. So then I had to run around looking for my cat, which wasn't hard because he was under the bed and he's fine. Both my cats are fine, but anyways, I don't like wasps. They're creepy. It was huge. It was this big, and I'm surprised it didn't sting me. So anyways, if you see me scream, it's because there's another wasp or the same wasp or something. I don't know. Anyways, this week is crazy. How are you guys?
I don't know how to follow that. So I'll make Theory do it. Theory, how have you been this week?
Well, no random bugs in my hair. I don't have the long hair, #long hair problems. However, her story wasn't long enough. I only got one side done, but it happens to be the side that turns clear. So I'm going to take that as a win. But no, this week was hectic for me, actually. I was doing some training with a new job. I worked a lot, which is part of the reason why we're a day late this week. Sorry, my fault. Yeah. I was not up to podcasting last night or graphics or any of it. Yeah, I instead played a character I'm probably never going to play again for 3 hours until I fell asleep in my desk chair. Draven was giving me crap in Discord. If you're not in there, you should join. Other than that, we're 7 out of 9. I don't remember if that happened this week or last week on Fire Department. I think it was last week, but I could be wrong. The chickens also either last week, I'm pretty sure it was last week or this week, actually full cleared normal. So congrats, chickens. Game-wise, I think I played like one game of Overwatch this week, and everything else has been with WoW, which we're going to talk about why a little bit later. But yeah, that's my week. How about you, Draven?
Well, so far, other than
Show the hair.
no, other than making sure I kept up on any dailies in Heroes because the season's gonna switch over shortly, and thus I'm actually gonna do hopefully Team League next season too, just because of the new mount there, which is not in our show notes, but that's fine. They just did it today. It's been pretty much WoW. And a lot of it. And I've got one character fully unlocked in the new stuff, and then a bunch of other things that I've been working on. Most of my time has been spent on my rogue and my hunter, because those are the two classes that have the other mounts that you can buy with concordance. So I did the math. If I do all the dailies, it's going to take 3 to 4 days for each one to get all the mounts. Or each mount, I forget which. Either way, couple weeks tops, I should have all the class mounts, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm done. So that'll be fun. Just a wee little bit of Overwatch so far. I definitely got to do more of that at some point, but we'll see.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you've done all the campaigns, and no, this is not the same question that I had earlier. But if Rogues had a class hall, don't you think it would have been the coolest?
I mean, it makes
Because they don't
sense.
have a class hall, but it would be cool if they did.
Yeah. I still think that Rogues should have gotten Ravenholt Manor.
We have a class hall
No, you have a sewer system.
that
No,
you
you
can't
guys
go
don't-
into.
You guys don't know
So-
the meme. Holy. There's a meme online where basically because it's supposed to be secret, nobody knows about it. You can't talk about it, so
Oh.
hence Rogues don't have a class.
Oh, so it's like the
Theories
Brawlers
busting
Guild.
the
You don't talk about Brawlers Guild.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. But honestly though, it's cool, and like I only did I'm only level 100, well maybe 101 now because I was doing pet battles before, but I only did the very first part where I got poisoned by Van Cleef, but you guys may not have had that.
Spoilers.
That's the pirate quest line. But anyways, it's pretty cool. I like it.
I have all of the weapons.
Well, you've probably done it. I don't know if Theory did.
I did not do the pirate one, but to be perfectly honest, I don't care.
But then I realized I'm really bad at Rogue. This one is going to be painful, like more painful than Mage, and I'm really bad at Mage. Every time I did invasions on my Mage, and I was in a group, and my durability still was at like 27% by the time I did all 6 invasions. I'm bad at Mage. But anyways, I didn't mean to derail Draven. I just meant to ask about the Rogue class hall.
Okay, well, step 1 in playing all these other characters that aren't tanks, do invasions with a group, whether it is a
I
group.
do.
Well, then stand, like if you're a mage, stand further back and not on top of them.
It's the AoE from the big bosses. They hurt.
Hence you stand back. Hence you stand back. You're too close. You hit and run.
Yeah, I gotta learn that.
Yeah, you do 1 point of damage and then you just get away from it and just get credit. That's what Rogue taught me. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much been my in-game week for like games and stuff. Got to cart relatives back and forth to a hospital. Everyone's okay. Routine stuff. But other than that, whole lot of Twitch not working every other day.
Why wasn't Twitch working?
No one could connect.
Is that why it said nobody was streaming earlier today?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it earlier? Mine was working fine earlier today.
It's been last couple days. It's been hit and miss. So there was a couple times where if you weren't already on, you weren't getting on for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And today there was a little bit. But
I think if you're already on a page, you don't realize that it's down unless you leave the page.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No one knew could get in. Like, friend of the show, Bartholomew, had his stream going, and I got to his before it just dropped the other day.
Yeah.
But I was the only one there because no one could connect.
Right, nobody else could see it. Yeah, I experienced that earlier this week myself on one of the days after work. Today was an interesting day in Twitch, since you brought that up. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Jari.
Yeah.
She is husband to Sko, one of the main people for
She
Method.
is husband to Sko.
Whatever, same thing.
I didn't know they were actually married, but I knew they were like together.
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know if they are married. They might just be like a couple, but they've been a couple for a long time, if that's the case. Yes, I'm totally a fail, by the way. However, the stream she had today was pretty amazing. Number one, because she was doing an actual cosplay thing, which was Sylvanas, which was cool in itself. And then she had all of the little boys wanting to bring her milkshakes because it was body paint. Yes. And she did a great job. Number one, not even being a perv, it was awesome. Number two, being a perv, it was awesome. So that's what I did today. Those are random letters. Hello, random letters. Oh, that's funny. I look over here and it's the wrong way.
Before for other, I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing it. I think it was Tyrande.
She's done it before. I just have issues watching that kind of stream because being a guy, it just seems kind of pervy to me. So I'm just like,
it's definitely got a little bit of that in it, but at the same time, if you can appreciate it for the art aspect of it, you can feel a little bit less of a perv. But anytime it's like that, there's definitely a little bit to it. But it looked great.
I mean, I saw the final product picture that she put on Twitter.
Dude, she's hot.
She totally is, but beside the point, she did an amazing job. It looked great. Too. And he totally is too. Saying. I'll give you that one.
Just saying, Sko is hot.
Although his accent drives me crazy, but
I don't see him that way, but I can understand why other people think so.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's okay to appreciate a man. It's all right. It's accepted. It's 2017.
And then I was like, I'm gonna go into a rant if I say something. So.
No. What I mean is, I don't see them in that particular way, but I understand why others do. It's kind of like
you don't have to paint yourself back out of the corner. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just like Johnny Depp. I don't see him as being attractive, but I understand why others do. Patrick Stewart, I don't understand that one except for the accent. But
before we offend anyone, why don't we go ahead and jump into the show? Does that sound good?
Let's wait. Let's start the show and then offend them. Okay.
Well, it's a fail. And I'm going to click all the wrong buttons. Here we go.
This is the Blizzard news you can use.
So that deathmatch thing we talked about happened. Draven?
Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Scarlet, did you guys play any deathmatch?
I did not.
Didn't. I have barely touched Overwatch this week, sadly. I need to fix that soon.
Yeah.
I figured it would be a bunch of way better people than I would be, and then I would die, and then I would get mad, so I didn't go in.
So the article that I pulled a graphic from here, which it just, like, this one was funny to me. Kill 'em all, Overwatch launches deathmatch modes. And then it says, if your denim vest is covered in patches, such as team play, ? No play, and my other jacket is number 1, you ruddy scrubs. And lots of skulls and crosshairs, good news. Overwatch now has deathmatch. I found that very, very humorous, so I had to use that one for the graphic. But I didn't play it.
So I haven't
heard-
played it, but I do know the basics of it. It's either everyone versus everybody, so there is no team. First 1 to 20 wins. Or it's, I believe, 4v4. And it's first team to 20.
Yeah.
Kills.
I heard
Mercy
there's now
res takes away. Like, I die, my Mercy reses me, and my death doesn't count.
all team voice chat in deathmatch. I'm not sure if it's the 4v4, but I think it's the, I'm not sure if it's only the 4v4, but I'm pretty sure it's the 20, where you're just by yourself. You can now talk and voice chat.
With everybody there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's
imagine how
voice
that
chat with
would-
everybody in game.
Yeah.
I turn off my voice chat unless it's a group of guildies or people I know. I don't use the voice chat just because
do
to
in
me that's the
competitive.
real toxic part of the game. So I would just leave that behind.
I do in competitive if you got a good group, but if we got actually what okay, so going back to my thing where the person told me sounded like I was 14. The reason they said that is because I went off and it was competitive. We were doing great. And there was these two people and they were just egging each other on and they were using, I'm not going to say it, but it's words that I wouldn't even use, and I've said some pretty, things that Draven wants to edit out. So, and it was there was no context for it. Like, they were just shouting. So I kind of got mad, and I just kind of went like mama bear on them, which means I'm old. But I was like, you're not helping anybody. You sound like you're 12 when you use those words, and just shut up and play better. And we won the game, and they shut up. They did, say a couple things back to me, but then they shut up, so... It worked, but that's how the person thought I was 12.
So it's do gooder, not
Do
play
gooder?
better. Do gooder.
Do gooder. Okay, I'll do
Yes.
that next time. I'll do gooder next time.
Yeah. Coining the phrase. Anyway, so anything else Overwatch related this week? I think that was the only big thing, right?
Yeah, there's some stuff on the PTR that's coming, but like the Diva change. Is Diva live now?
Diva's not live, but Junkrat and
Mercy.
Junkrat's
live.
is, I
Yeah.
think Mercy is live as well. Mercy
Yeah.
was changed hugely. Do you guys know that?
Yeah,
I
she
don't
doesn't
think
have
we
a
talked
mass
about
res.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of touched on it
Which-
just a second ago. She is a 1 res now every 30 seconds, I think it is.
Something.
I think
30
so.
seconds or
But
a minute, yeah.
I like it because there are so many games where your Mercy would hang back until everyone was dead to res you, and you could have won if somebody was up.
Well, it's going to be going from if you have a Mercy on your team, they're going to get play of the game, to Mercy is never going to get play of the game. Because now, how could Mercy possibly get play of the game if they could only res one person?
Oh no, because she's buffed. Like Battle Mercy.
She
I don't
started
know.
working out.
I don't know.
Battle Mercy.
Like I said,
the
I didn't
good
play this
Mercies-
week.
The good Mercies are insane now.
Yeah.
They
Well,
are good.
Howland will be pretty good then. We probably need to get another group going.
Howland.
Howland's good on all characters.
Yeah, Howland is especially good on all of the female characters, which is whatever. But like, he's really good at Tracer. He's really good at Sombra. I told you that I watched a match. I was joining you guys, and you know how it does a spectator view beforehand.
Yeah.
And I was watching Howland play Sombra, and then watching Howland play Tracer, and he next level. Like, now I know apparently how I was supposed to be playing them this whole time, and I still can't do it the same. But
You did
anyway.
Tracer.
All right, so let's move on. You talked a little bit about your heroes' hopes and dreams and trying to get on the team and all that kind of good stuff. Apparently, there is this thing about good old Kel'Thuzad resurrecting Kel'Thuzad. Tell us a little bit about this.
So this is a 5-part miniseries that they released through the week, and it's basically it's a shorter version of their entire. It's like they're not going to give you every single detail of how long it took to do this and all that, but it's basically from concept to hey, it's in the game. The entire process of getting a hero. In this case, it's that particular one. How to get him from, okay, Kel'Thuzad. Okay, here you go. And everything in between. That's what this has been. And it's been interesting. I haven't caught all of them yet, just because they're like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes long, and I've been busy. So I haven't been able to catch all of them. But the ones I've seen so far are good.
I haven't watched any of them, but they do sound kind of interesting.
Well, I'm the kind of guy who will watch the behind-the-scenes stuff for like the extras in a DVD or a Blu-ray or something like that, like the making of stuff. Like as an example, the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, the really long versions of them have a whole lot of extras, 2 discs worth. I've watched all of those from start to finish.
I usually watch those.
Yeah. I mean, it's that kind of thing. It's the behind-the-scenes stuff. I love like knowing how this stuff happens. And it doesn't ruin the pleasure of, like, in the case of movies, Lord of the Rings. It doesn't ruin like, oh, I know how they did this. This is a total garbage scene now. No, it's not like that. It's like I can kind of appreciate what they started with to what they ended with, kind of thing.
I did watch the preview, and they were talking a lot about how making a great game takes a lot of people. And it looked interesting. However, being that I'm not a huge Kel'Thuzad fan, nor a huge Heroes fan, other than the fact they keep trying to tempt me to play it, I don't really have a big draw to these, but I'm also one of those people who likes to watch a lot of the how did they do that type of videos. So, I don't know, maybe I will.
Have you ever watched How It's Made?
Yes,
Totally
constantly.
I love that show.
Plus, they have stuff like that, like on Facebook, little clips of things like that all the time.
Yeah.
And every time I get on one of those where they're making something, I end up not being able to do anything until I finish watching it. But yeah, cool.
And since we're still on Heroes, it's not in the show notes, but they did have an interview released this week. The frequency of Heroes coming out, which has been every 3 to 4 weeks since launch, they're going to start slowing that down. So it might be, not yet, but eventually. So it might be 2 months or 3 months between new heroes instead of once a month.
Well, they're gonna have to.
There's 70-something heroes at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to slow down. We kind of knew. My thing with that is, and I've said it before, as long as they tell us ahead of time, hey, it's not going to be 3 weeks, it's not going to be 4 weeks, it's going to be this long. As long as we know approximately when the next one's coming, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Why do you want to know when the next one's coming?
No, it's not. They have said in the past, we're going to keep this schedule 3 to 4 weeks. Every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, something like that. As long as they tell us ahead of time, hey, we're going to slow down, which they just did. And then they tell us this is what we're looking at, how many new heroes per whatever time frame.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like 3 new heroes a year, 4 new heroes a year, 2 heroes a year, whatever. As long as we know what it is, I'm fine with it.
Agreed. So, something about Hearthstone, Scarlet?
Something. There was Hearthstone this week.
Was it good?
I don't know. I didn't play it. This is the first week I actually didn't play the Tavern Brawl yet. I've been too busy leveling characters on WoW.
Hey, Theory,
Yeah.
we won this week.
Shush.
I think we did. And we said something about Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So Galv can't yell at us, although apparently he says there's a new season. And then we probably should say something about StarCraft. So, Draven, something about StarCraft?
I didn't put it in the notes, but apparently there are rumblings that the new commander is overpowered. But that's always the case whenever anything comes out. They're always overpowered because they want people to buy it.
And play it, yeah. All right.
And since we're on this, something about everything, Diablo, there's absolutely nothing new.
I got something new about Diablo. A very popular streamer who used to specifically only play Diablo 3 because of the fact that on his rogue in WoW is not able to attain the best in slot legendary shoulders, which I just got tonight. Thank you very much. Has started playing Diablo 3 and streaming it again. Quinn is playing Diablo a lot, and for several months he wasn't even playing Diablo on the stream. So there you go. Something about Diablo.
I like watching Quinn.
Quinn's a funny guy.
He is.
All right, so that brings us to the, as Cuddles would like to say, speaking of which, since they're coming up on a century mark of shows very soon, the meat and potatoes of the show.
World of Warcraft.
So, like, nothing happened this week in WoW, right? Like, we don't have anything to talk about, like, Warcraft, like, nothing, right?
Not at
I
all.
don't remember anything.
I can't think of anything important going on this week.
All right, show's over. We'll see everybody next. No. So, Shadows of Argus came out, and it's got some pretty good reviews. There's all kinds of stuff.
So, do we get to say we're on a boat? Because it's a space boat.
It's not a space boat, it's a spacecraft.
It looks like a boat, but I think it's not supposed to look like a boat. I think it's supposed to
It
look
looks
spacey.
like a boat, and it kind of swims through space. But
What?
don't let the Draenei drive it because they crash everything.
That is true.
One of them did crash. Spoilers.
So did the one we left from. Other than the one that we are in, they've all crashed.
Yes. So I don't know how spoilery we're really going to get with this, but
I mean, on other than the cinematic, which involves Illidan, no surprise. There's really nothing spoilery about it. It's literally you go there, go kill a bunch of demons, get some rares. It's 3 zones, only 2 of them we can access right now. You go do some quests, you kill some demons, you kill some rares, just like every other late gaming system kind of thing. Timeless Isle, Tinian Jungle, that kind of thing. Only we have more zones.
yeah.
There's really nothing
So-
spoilery.
I'm a little confused, and I might be missing something, right? So you tell me, because like everybody's talking about how great this expansion or this patch was, and how it's like a mini expansion, and how it's really really good, and I don't want to pour the salt all over it, but I do have a question. There's the initial line of quests that's in the first area, right? And you go back and forth to the boat, as you called it, a couple times, and then you go to the new area, and there's like maybe a few more quests, and then you're done. There's this great cutscene, and then now you have world quests. Is that the whole thing?
That's what I got.
It's you simplified it, but yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so like I've done that on 4 characters already, and I'm like, am I missing something? Is there more? And I know there's going to be a little bit more next week, and a little bit more the week after that, because they told us that. But
Well, the invasions start next week. We haven't seen those yet.
I'm sure those would be cool. It just felt like to me that there would be more. Everything's beautiful. I like the way everything works. Spoilers, but the Fell Reaver, the new Fell Reaver, is badass, and it did make me jump out of my seat the first time I heard it and realized it was right next to me. But it just seemed like there should have been more quest line. I mean, the quest line was good. It was heavy in story, but it wasn't that much. It was like 2 hours.
Okay, so the quest line that we've got so far, we haven't got to the main story of the planet of Argus yet. Yeah,
Okay.
we're in Argus. The main part of that is in the 3rd zone, which we can't access for another week.
Okay, good, because I'm waiting for more.
Yeah, and that's when the dungeon shows up, and a lot of it's going to be there too, like all the story stuff. Like right now, it's literally, okay, this is Argus. That's what we got. And with the Fell Reaver thing, someone I was watching another podcast somewhere, and they were like, I've never felt scared in and nostalgic at the same time before. That was a really strange moment.
Yeah, I spent a few minutes thinking, I wonder if I could kill it. And then looking at its life and be like, no. And then later on a different character, yes, I killed it. Wasn't by myself, though. There was several of us there.
So I have seen a Blood Death Knight kill it.
Like solo?
Solo.
Wow.
Solo. It took him a long time.
It's got, what's like 1 billion life or something?
Yeah, it took
It's
him
either
a very
1 or
long
10
time.
billion.
But yeah, it took him a while, but he did kill it. I got into a group to kill it, thinking maybe it'll drop something. It dropped absolutely nothing. I have seen it drop like copper worth of trash.
It dropped something for me, but it wasn't relevant.
It doesn't have any loot table specifically.
Well, maybe it was from other mobs getting pulled and killed.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There are lots of rares. Some of them have mounts. I don't know if they're guaranteed drops.
They're not. I actually know how they work.
Okay.
How do they work?
They're like Hulon on the Timeless Isle. So here's my thought about the expansion. It is Timeless Isle 2.0.
3.
It's Tanan, I think, had more to do. Maybe I'm rose-colored glassesing it, but I think Tanan had more to do. But you get the BOA tokens for 880 gear for your alts. They're what's the word?
Unsullied.
No, I said
Unsullied?
I mean armor type. Mail, leather, plate, cloth, etc. You have more dailies, which granted they're fun dailies, but still dailies.
World
most of
quests,
them are-
as we call them now. They are not dailies, they are world quests.
And most of them, from what I've seen, are kill one mob.
Yeah.
But it happens to be a rare elite. And I'm like, yes.
I did.
That's true.
I did have one that made me kind of question reality for a second, and I didn't think it worked this way, but it did its way anyway. Okay, there was 2 world quests. A little bit spoilery, but not really. One was to kill a big elite that was on a big old space plane that was kind of next to where you were, and the other one was to blow up the ramp that had the portal on it to go to the big old space plane. So my thought was, okay, if I blow up this ramp, then the portal's not going to be there, so I better go take the portal and kill the big guy first and then blow up the ramp. Wouldn't it be amazing if that's actually how it worked?
How did it work?
Well, I don't know, because I did it the way that logically it made sense to me. But it would be amazing as if you blew up the ramp, you couldn't go kill the other guy.
So, I haven't tried that, but I know you can set all 4 bombs. I think it's 4 bombs.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't leave that area to get to the detonation point, you can still go and...
Oh, so they fixed
Take care
it.
of it.
They fixed it so you can't accidentally make it so that you can't go to the guy without really going the wrong
So
way.
I've killed the guy in the portal.
Yeah.
He dropped a toy for me. It's like
Nice.
it's like a Centenax. It's similar to the Centenax one, but it's like a Centenax and you can drive it around. It's kind of cool. But
Speaking of,
the
did you...
I was
Were you
gonna
ever
tell
under
about
attack by the new one? The Paranax or something like that?
No,
I
I
was.
didn't know
I
there was
died.
one. Oh,
I
is
was
that
in
the
a-
green, that lightning?
It's like
The
a tornado.
thing? No.
Yeah,
No, that's something else.
I touched
Okay.
the tornado.
Touched it.
I don't
She
know.
touched it very
She
inappropriately.
touched the butt.
Apparently.
No, that particular thing is a wandering buff. You will take some
Oh.
damage, so it's a buff and debuff both.
I had something
But
that
it
killed me, though.
enables- Yeah.
And
I'll
it
remember
announced
that.
such and such is coming. Take cover.
Yep. That's the new Centenax. Only this
Okay.
one attacks. And I got ticked off because I literally had just taken the little teleporter thingy to the area that it had just happened to be. And I look up and I'm dead after I load in. I'm like, there's a freaking bubble over the area. Why am I dead? I mean, I was on my mage. So.
Because reasons.
Yeah, because reasons. And that ticked me off a little bit. I was like, why am I'm in the protective bubble. Why am I dead?
So, do you suppose your little new mini Centenax can fight the old mini Centenax? Maybe you can have little Centenax battles?
That would be awesome. We should try it. Does anybody have the other one? Draven, you must have the other one, right?
I have the other one.
Try
All
it.
right, next raid
I have
night, you
both
guys
of
got a
them,
battle.
But speaking of the rare mounts, so there's two mounts that are from one specific. So there's two bosses. They each drop a mount. They're different colors, but they look similar. Those ones are like Hulon, where you just gotta camp it till you get it, and you can only loot them once a day. The third mount can drop from any of the rares, whether they be the World Quest rares or not. So there's two that are farmable, one that is prey to RNG.
I know
If they're
Barf
gonna-
got one. He got the humpback with the blade on its face.
I'm having an
Well,
issue.
they
with-
all kind of look that way.
Oh, okay.
They're just different colors.
I have an issue with something being called farmable when it's a rare. You said Hulon, when we could literally kill it 1,000 times a day, or however many times you know.
You could only loot him once a day, couldn't you? I swear you could only loot him once a day.
You could loot him like for other stuff once a day, but the mount could drop on any drop.
I think he's right.
Well,
the
these
mount was
ones
a
you can
special
only
drop.
kill once a day,
Yeah.
so that is different.
Yeah, so it's a little different. That it makes sense to do it this way, but
It does, because otherwise people are going to just sit there forever, just killing it over and over and over and over. I mean, once a day makes more sense.
And they apparently all spawn at the same time. So if you see people running and you realize you missed it, just go to Group Finder and there should be other groups up for it. Because they all spawn at the same time.
So, in addition to those tokens you were talking about that you can send to your alts to give them 880 and possibly higher if they Titan Forge gear, there is a new currency you can use to buy 910 or possibly higher gear for yourself. And something that I think is actually pretty cool, and I didn't even realize it was there until I stumbled across it myself. The vendor that used to sell the 850 gear from Nether Shards now has an 880 auto upgrade follower item. So if you're on an alt and your followers are 7 whatever, you can buy this item for 400 Nether Shards and it will boost them to 880.
You have to mention it's bind on account, so you can buy it on one tune and send it to others.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know that. I just bought it with the one I had because apparently I had a bunch of Nether Shards on a few characters. But on my rogue, I still had some that were in the 700s, so that was a really big jump. So that was good. What other big things that people should know about?
There is now 1,000 gold quests happening in your follower missions instead of 600. Money's ramping up. I didn't
I'm really
look
liking
at
the 200% that I've been getting on those.
I've only had one pump up, and it was going to expire in 5 hours, and I didn't have anything to get it to 200% that was available. So it's at like 170 something percent. But
Still pretty good.
I figure even if it fails, 1,000 gold is 1,000 gold. So
Yeah.
you should. We really need to get someone on our raid team doing the missions.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
some gold.
So, but that requires
For
him to
repairs.
actually either log into the game or to the phone app. Yeah.
You know, on break at work, smoking, you can just go click, click, send.
Yeah.
Okay, done. Finish my smoke. Whatever. I don't smoke.
So,
But, you know.
in addition to those things with 7.3, there was also a new time walking this week, and they upped the gear drops item level on those to
880.
I didn't know that it was a normal TOS item you got. I thought it was heroic. Is it normal?
It's normal.
I've got normal
It's
out of every single one
the
of them.
only
Really?
one that gives you heroic from the little bag
Is that the Mythics
mythic
one?
The mythic dungeons, yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I was thinking of. So, we talked a little bit about the mounts. What is this new hunter tame? I didn't see anything about a new hunter tame.
You know those as the Pathera or something like that is what they're called? They're the little cat demon looking things.
The ones you
Out
gotta
on
kill
Argus?
where you take the talbots.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Hunters can figure out how to tame those. You have to do a couple
Is
things.
it a Beastmaster only thing?
I think you just have to get a. No, it's not Beastmaster only. I don't think. Gal would be able to tell us here in a second if I'm wrong. But you have to get a certain drop, which is really low drop rate, because I know Dez was looking for it too. Both of which these people are in our raid group. And you get that drop, and you throw it out near said and you can then tame it. And cool.
That's neat.
They're
Meat.
pretty.
He said meat. Special Talbot meat.
It's a Talbot meat, like fresh Talbot meat or something like that.
Okay.
And it's really
So
low drop rate.
Is that why people were talking about meat, or does
Yeah.
meat have something to do with something else that may have been on a server about secret things?
I don't.
Given what you're hinting at, and the fact that I'm almost done with that, I have not run into meat.
So what if it was special unicorn meat?
Well, I
Don't
know
kill
if
the
we drink,
unicorn.
I know if we drink unicorn blood, we can live forever.
That's disgusting.
It could just be unicorn flanks or unicorn hamburgers or unicorn steaks,
You
unicorn
I make
kebabs.
a Harry Potter reference, and Scarlett just completely misses it.
I didn't get that part either, but
I didn't expect you
I
to.
didn't either.
so for those of you who have
Damn,
followed
Harry.
our rambling, this unicorn mount secrets were found today, and Draven, as he just said, almost has finished what he needs to do in order to get it.
If I'm correct in my assumption, minus the one thing that's going to take about 3 hours, I'm on the thing right before it.
And so you're like 2 steps, basically.
I've got like 2 steps left, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know it was out yet. Like, I didn't know they had actually found it. So do tell
Yeah.
details.
It
I'm
today. It
not-
happened today.
Yeah, they literally found it earlier today. Basically, there is a note in one of the shops in Dalaran.
Sorry, he said he said Yudacorn. I don't think I said
I didn't hear that.
Yudacorn, but if I did, that's awesome. It's a Yudacorn. Sorry, keep going. Something about a
Okay.
shop in Dalaran.
Okay, so there is a shop in Dalaran, and there's a little note on the table. It's clickable, and it gives you a gibberish type clue. If you know where that clue leads you, you go to that place and do a puzzle. Which, that particular puzzle is going to take you a good 20 minutes just to do.
I heard about that puzzle.
Mm.
Yeah, there's
I
lights
wanted
on the
to-
floor. There's a
I
lot
wanted
of
to
them.
wait till there's a grid on Wowhead that says click this one and then this one, because that's what I did for the shaman.
Or like an
Mask.
add-on that tells you how to move or whatever.
No, there's in the okay. So totally derailing this. I'm sorry, Draven. In the shaman order hall, there's a puzzle, and if you click on the puzzle and do it enough times, you get a toy. So Wowhead has a nice little graph that says do this turn 1. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this one is not like that. This is literally you click on a light, that light turns on. That's it. But you have to get a specific shape, and there are diagrams out there. So you do have what you're looking for. You do that one, you get another little piece of paper saying, go here. It doesn't say go here. You have to figure that out or follow a guide. You go there, you got another puzzle. You go to another place, another puzzle, and so on and so forth. And you just keep going in new places and all that. And I do know that this past week, that particular Discord, the WoW Secret Finders, had over 1,000 people in one voice chat at the same time. Most of them were muted. I think there was about 20 people who weren't. Celestalon, confirmed, was there.
Yep.
Or at least someone with his name.
No, it was. He was on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, it's awesome! There's 1,000 people in voice chat."
Muffinus was also in there. We do not know his name. He is not under Muffinus.
That's pretty cool. I like the fact that they're kind of involved in it. It seems like they're having almost as much fun as the people who are doing it are, which is cool.
I bet they're in their office going, let me check and see. Oh, they're there. You
They
know,
probably are.
it's like when you give a little kid a thing and you want them to figure it out on their own, but then you're secretly going, oh, just let me show you where it. But you can't. It's
We're all the
probably like that.
2-year-old toddlers.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, it's been all kinds of fun. Unfortunately, part of it takes place in the water zone.
Ew.
That place
That's
that you
rough.
said that you never wanted to go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I do have to applaud whoever in the Secret Finding Discord solved that part because ew for exploring all around that area trying to figure stuff out.
Well, okay, so this one in particular, pretty much everybody presumed it was going to be in that zone
Fair
because
enough.
they're all the clues are kind of old god related, which will limit where you're going to be looking.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a lot of old gaudy type stuff going on in that particular zone. So we kind of knew. I say we. I was there, but I didn't really participate in helping. They kind of knew it was going to factor in at some point.
So, coming soon to your Dalaran flight point sometime soon, Draven on the That Way black and purple unicorn, and probably Scarlet too. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
going to do it.
definitely. I will be totally doing it.
So, I want to ask you guys a question before we go on to the next one. What is your favorite Illidan themed name that you have seen on a demon hunter so far?
So
On a
weirdly
demon hunter?
enough,
Yeah.
The one that I made, XX Illidan XX.
Okay. That's not really a good answer. Scarlet?
I was going to go with yours. Wasn't yours over prepared or something?
Yes, mine is over-prepared.
Because that's the only one I've honestly really seen related to Illidan.
So, I am wishing I didn't name mine over-prepared, to be honest, because after this week, I really wanted to name it Illadam. So, your boy is kind of a badass, even more this week than ever, and a lot of people reacted very dramatically to the in-game cinematic. I'm going to let you steer the boat here, Draven, because I don't know how much you want to give away. But damn.
I mean, at this point, the one person that I thought might complain if we talked about it, I think has already seen it.
Okay.
So, and I don't think she's here tonight anyway. Alessandra.
She was
I'm
here
pretty sure
earlier. She was here for pre-show.
Yeah. I tried to get a hold of her. I'm pretty sure she saw it. I believe I saw her out there in
Illadank.
Art.
That was a good one too, Gal.
yeah, out in Argus.
Dang.
But I mean, I have no issues. I don't really consider this cinematic to be kind of spoilery at this point.
It has been like 5
Wait a
days.
second. When did Blizzard troll us with a golden Illidan?
In the book, Illidan book.
Ah.
If you read the book or listen to the audio of the book, there was a vision where he sees himself as, you know, that paladin demon looking thing?
Yeah.
Illidan had a version of himself like that in that vision.
Okay, so I didn't actually finish that book. I think I had the audiobook. I didn't finish it. That part where Zira, I think it's Zira, had a hold of him, and his tattoos were turning gold. Like, I was so psyched to be able to have a demon hunter with gold tattoos. I'm like, damn, that's badass, you know, and then nope. But it looked cool.
I have an issue with that. I mean, if let's say he turned golden
Hmm.
and the ending didn't happen, I would have had an issue with that. He's not golden. He's not following that. That's like and it's also forcing something on someone that somebody didn't want. He didn't want the light.
So
Okay, so here's my, since you brought up forcing, here's my thought on that. Isn't Illidan the one who, not only in Warcraft 3, but just recently when he freaking pulled Argus or helped pull Argus to Azeroth, isn't he the one saying sometimes the hand of fate needs to be forced?
Yes.
So apparently this doesn't apply when it would apply to him.
No, because he's that big of a badass. But here's my thought on the golden demon hunters. If they wanted to make demon hunters that could heal, this would have been the opportunity to do it in a way where it totally would have made sense. Because you could have had, since she was infusing him with the light, army of the light, it totally could have been, guess what? You can have a healer demon hunter now. And they're going to have golden or like white tattoos. It would have been cool.
Maybe that'll still be a thing at BlizzCon. You can choose your own destiny for your demon hunter.
I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be neat.
I don't. So.
And we always need more healers.
But I mean, in terms of the cinematic itself, this was the first time I was actually cheering for Illidan. Up until now, it's been kind of, okay, it's Illidan. Like, I just wasn't behind him, and then he actually stood up for himself in a way that I thought was appropriate. Possibly overreacted a little bit, but given the situation and abilities, I probably would have done the exact same thing.
So,
or whatever similar I could.
Do you remember a while back when we were talking about Avarian and piece of Avarian and how you wanted to have a quest to pick up the pieces of Avarian? They gave us a quest to pick up the pieces of something. It wasn't Varian.
That was my thought too.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, piece. Oh, I can't say it in guild chat.
Yeah.
No, guild chat would have killed you for that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, apparently we do have a spoiler channel, and I would have been. I wish I would have joined that. I would like, ooh,
Yeah.
piece up, and yeah.
You totally could make that meme. After to follow up your Varian picture meme that got all kinds of stuff. You should make an piece of Zera or whatever.
I need to go through and do
it again on another character.
I take a screenshot of
piece
it.
of Varian.
I need
that
to.
would be
I'll
good.
send it to Taryn.
That's funny.
Yeah. But
I'll send
all
it
in
to
all,
Taryn.
that was honestly, I mean, since the boat, which wasn't even really a in-game cinematic, it was just a cinematic. This one was my favorite.
So I feel a little bad for Turallion.
Why?
Because the person he's like thought about and done everything for is just kablooey in front of him.
I will have a hard time if there's not more conflict between the two of them. Did you notice, however, that when he went to strike him down, that Illidan, as he's holding the sword, had green blood running down his hand? I didn't notice that till like the third time I watched it, but he does.
I noticed that the first
He
He's
does.
got fell blood. Is that meaning Illidan has fell blood?
I think he already
Or
had it.
Illidan's blood
Who-
is green.
Whose blood was running? Sorry, I'm confused.
Illidan's.
Illidan's. Okay.
Okay, so
But I
Illidan
mean,
does
that makes sense.
Illidan does his thing, falls to the ground. Turallion is all monster, betrayer, blah blah blah, and takes a shot at him. Illidan is like, nope, puts his hand up, stops the sword, and eventually he gets a little bit of blood, and it's green.
Yeah, it starts flowing down his hand as he's holding the sword, telling him to know that he wasn't going to let him.
To me, that made absolute sense.
I just was kind of surprised because I mean, other than graphics on like a warrior, you don't see a whole lot of blood in WoW. You know, fell blood, stuff like that, but not like, you know what I mean.
In a cinematic, you can see it a little more.
True,
And
it's
then
just not
if you have-
not the norm.
If you have Meatball as a companion bodyguard, he just explodes everything he kills.
That is,
so you
yeah.
see blood everywhere.
But that's
That's
very
kinda
cartoony. This, and granted, it was green and it was a cinematic. It seemed more realistic to me.
Yeah, cinematic.
Which is weird to say about green blood, but yeah, it was pretty neat. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, one of the big things that a lot of people is the eyes of Terralion. People are like, they're changing colors, and I'm just like, so she's bright. Of course, his eyes would be brighter when she's there. But everyone I talked to, no, I mean it's showing he's brainwashed.
Brainwashed by what?
Zero.
Zero.
Zira's not bad. She's just devout.
All right, so I don't know any of the lore to go with Zira, but the way that she was talking to Illidan, what the hell was that?
That was my phone. I didn't realize it was on loud.
But she definitely didn't seem like a normal hero the way she was talking to Illidan. So no, I wouldn't be surprised at all if she was brainwashing the armies of the light.
So here's the thing. Up until recently, we've looked at the Naru as the good guys, and the Void people, the Burning Legion, as the bad guys. First off, the Legion aren't bad guys. They have some extreme means of their goal, but they're not bad guys. They're actually there to stop the Void Lords, who are the bad guys. The same thing that the Naru want. They just have different methods. That doesn't mean anyone's good or bad. It's just, the methods that you're taking for your goal. The Naru, in and of themselves, are not good. Contrary to what we've believed up until, recently, some of us might even still. It is more they're on the side of the Titans because they're all like order and all that fun stuff, and that's the best way to achieve their goal, which is basically order and harmony and all that. Void Lords, chaos, destruction. Burning Legion, well, we don't really want the Void Lords to have control of everything, so let's just destroy everything, which is exactly what the Void Lords want in the first place, but still, in order to keep them from controlling everything, we're just going to burn everything and all that. So the Legion, in and of themselves, from our point of view, are the bad guys because they want to kill us, but we haven't figured out that they want to stop something worse. And they thought that was the best way to do it. Whereas the Naru, the ones we are actually looking at as the good guys, want to stop the Void Lords also, which, again, we don't know about them. Well, kind of. We know about the old guys, but we don't know about their bosses. But yeah, the Naru have their way of they want to do it. And because it lets us live and makes some of us stronger, we're doing that. And most of the people on Azeroth at this point are more, and Illidan has done it. He's like, I'll use the demon stuff, and yeah, it possibly could drive me crazy and make me stab out my own eyes, and that's always followers, but they'll go through and.
But he's cute.
Okay, but they're using a demon power, which we're seeing as bad, to do what they think is good. Terralion is using the light, and Paladins
what
in
he's
general
saying is it's all
light.
about perspective.
Every good and bad is all about perspective, and this is the first time that WoW has actually gone in that direction, as opposed to good guy, bad guy.
No, actually not really, because Horde Alliance, good, evil is perspective too.
To this scale is what I mean. Horde and Alliance, those are races on a planet. I'm talking like on the massive cosmic scale. The Naru up until now have been looked at as these are the good guys, end of story. Burning Legion, bad guys, end of story. And then we find out, the Void Lords are worse. This is why the Burning Legion is doing this. Okay. It's all a matter of perspective. The Burning Legion don't see themselves as the bad guys. They're trying to actually keep the Void Lords at bay.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably hear more about that in 7.4, maybe 8. We'll see.
7.3.5, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Probably not 3.5, though. Maybe at the end of 3.5.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So there is a couple other things. The spell animations. Which classes got their spell animations?
Casters, not warlocks. Yeah, every mage spec, priest spec, shadow looks different now. But pretty much every caster that is not a warlock, boom, enjoy your new spells. I know the mage one in particular are pretty cool.
The priest one is gorgeous, and the one I'm talking about is levitate. It's so
It
pretty.
sparkles
it's like,
now.
Exactly. It's like you're
Yeah.
sparkly. It's so cool.
I don't know if it's cool. It's weird. I almost feel like it should have been a different effect, but I'll tell you, someone levitated me at the beginning of the raid I was doing for pre-show, and I'm like, why am I sparkling? And it took me a little while to realize it wasn't just me. I thought maybe somebody used a toy on me, and then I got levitated. So it definitely caught my eye. But honestly, levitate, they could have made that another spell with the sparkles. Levitate was fine. So do the sparkly levitate as something else, in my opinion.
I know Pyroblast, which is the long spell for a fire mage. You actually start glowing kind of fiery.
Mm.
That was kind of cool. Frost. What is that? The AoE that you freeze everybody in place.
Frost Nova?
Frost Nova. You just go and just hands out and like that. So that was kind of cool. So they've definitely put in a lot of work on this stuff. That was really cool. Priest, the shadow form. I don't know if I'm really. It's too.
It looks. It's kind of oil slicky though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just one of those things that I'm not used to it, so that my opinions are biased. But then again, I also don't main a priest or really care.
It's pretty. I like it.
Oh, it looks great. It's just I don't know if it is right. It doesn't really look voidy to me. And that's what Shadow is supposed to be coming from. Whereas the void form actually kind of does look voidy. Personal preference.
All right. So there's one other thing now. I honestly, Draven, I didn't see this, but Wowhead I know has been doing a this month in WoW for the last I don't even know how many months.
Yeah.
I didn't see one for September. Do you have an update for this September?
I can pull it up because it wasn't on Wowhead. It was actually from WoW's page.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
But basically, Dark Moon Fair, since we're a day late, will be tomorrow. Rep buff, XP buff. If you need either of those, like in my case, I'm going to get the rep buff because there's new reps.
Because it sounds like Rhett buff, and he's happy to be on the top of the charts now.
Pretty much.
Hey, I remember telling you a few weeks back since you brought up Rhett in the top of the charts. If I got a certain 4-piece and a specific set of them, my DPS will go from top 10 to top 2.
Yeah.
And for the most part, some fights vary, but for the most part, I don't.
Howland,
top.
Nerf, Draven.
No.
Just
no,
Draven, not the other Reds.
Yeah.
No.
What else?
This has been wow. Let's see. I'm loading the page right now, actually. Dark Moon Fair, September 3rd to the 9th. September 5th, week 2 of Argus. We knew that. 12th September, week 3 of Argus. There's a new PvP brawl coming to WoW.
Isn't there a new one every week?
No.
This is a brand new
Oh.
brawl that I haven't seen. I haven't even heard of.
I think
Shadowpan
it's.
Showdown.
I want to say it's like every other week for a brawl, but this is
Gotcha.
a brand new brawl.
A brand new one. Gotcha.
Let's see. There's Pirates Day is September 19th.
Arr.
Arr.
Talk like a pirate.
Talk like a pirate. Yeah, all that fun stuff. And then PvP brawl. If you enjoyed South Shore versus Terran Mill back in the day, or when Molten Core was a high-level raid again, they did the South Shore Terran Mill. New brawl brings that back. It was okay once or twice. Pandaria Time Walking. I still have some toys I got to get out of that, so that'll be fun for me. September 19th to 26th here in a couple
I
weeks.
need them. Oh no, I have the Pandaren one.
I have them out. Brewfest, everyone's favorite holiday. Sometimes. September 20th to October 6th. That's that's the beer holiday, guys. That's why everyone likes it.
Oh, it's because it was wasn't it one of the first ones that gave you a mount?
Yeah, I think
There's
so.
2 of them actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Kodo and the Ram, but like I think it was like one of the first holidays to actually give you them out.
Yeah. People still like it though. There's a couple of things. I don't know if there's anything new. I imagine there's going to be a new pet.
Probably.
Probably.
And probably a new tankard, because they usually have a new Stein tankard every year.
They haven't had a new
Speaking
one
of
in a couple of
pets,
years.
You sure? I thought they had
Yeah,
a new one
'cause
last year.
I've gone through and gotten.
no, they had a tankard last year.
Maybe I just didn't see it.
You get it in a quest now.
Yeah,
You don't buy
exactly.
it.
You don't
get
buy
in
it
a
anymore.
Quest. So, pets. I forgot to say this, and I am totally trumping all over the show. They released the Cutaclysm pets from the Catarades. So I may have taken like at least 5 of my alts and done all the dungeons on all 5 of those alts. First of all, if you're like my demon hunter and like I level 920, maybe take off some of your gear, because you can glitch out the raids by killing the bosses too fast, and then DBM says you lost, the instance thinks you lost, but you still looted stuff, but you can't progress further in the instance because you glitched out the thing, and the doors won't open. You can also glitch out the hallway in Bastion of Twilight because you killed the trash too fast, and you have to run out of the raid to reset it. Just a little, FYI. Don't go all out on old bosses. You glitch things very easy. But there's like at least 12 or 13 pets. I have all but 4. And it's 2 and 2. I only need to do 2 instances, but I'm going to do them all because they're selling like for a lot of money. Not like hotcakes, because nobody buys pets super fast, but they do sell for a lot of money when you can sell them. So, little tip: don't
You know
kill
what?
the
You know what
bosses
else
too
is
fast.
selling for a lot of money right now?
The WoW token.
That too.
Yep.
It's like about 160K at this point. But that's not
Yeah.
what I was talking. Old school mats, in particular Shadow Silk.
Yeah.
I know on Airy Peak, which is what we're all on, 1,800 gold per.
Dang, son.
Yeah. So whenever I get back in game after we're done here, I've got 8 of them I'm going to put up there.
Just use your phone right now.
I don't have the app on my phone anymore.
Why? If you're on Wi-Fi, it's not going to use data.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Because he doesn't have an iPhone.
I don't need
I
an
have an
iPhone.
Android phone and it's on there.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I just never used it, so I just worry about it.
I actually like doing my auctions on it easier. So I wait till, and then I forget to list my auctions for a few days because I totally forget to use the app. But I usually do my auctions through the app instead of in-game because I don't want an auction house add-on.
Yeah, that's why I would never remember to do auction house, because I'd never remember about the app because I haven't used it, so I just don't worry about it. But no, I'll be putting 8 of them up individually, probably for less than 1,800 gold.
And put all 8 together and charge a little bit more for it. People don't want to click the button 8 times.
A lot of people have the add-on, so they'll just find what the lowest price per is, and they'll buy them all together anyway.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about it. And worst case, they don't sell, and I can put them together into the thing and make it charge less than that, because there is a. Okay, so we were talking about that black unicorn earlier.
Unicorns don't exist.
Okay, but one of the steps in that is you have to find a certain person and click him, and then you can't interact with him, but you have to click him anyway. In the game, that way the game registers you've seen him. And then you go to another area and you farm dwarves. And you farm dwarves and farm a lot of dwarves until you get a drop, because it's a low drop rate. And I got really lucky that I got him after got the drop rate after about half an hour.
Yeah.
The thing, so Shadow Silk, 1,800 each. You need 8 plus a couple other mats, which not hard to come by.
Where somebody said it in the raid earlier, but where's Shadow Silk come from?
Spiders.
So the
Level
Darkshire
50,
spiders.
60. No, it's like level 50, 60-ish.
Okay.
Lower Blackrock Spire is where I went, to be honest.
Mm.
Three runs, I got 16.
How many do you need?
8.
Okay.
Basically, you want to get a mask, but you have to get the drop for the pattern, so you want to tailor. If you're going to do that quest for the mount, the black unicorn, use a mage.
But if my mage is not a tailor?
Well, the pattern is not a...
You can send it to your tailor.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's not buy now pickup. But you want the mage for the ease of getting everywhere, because you are literally going everywhere.
Yeah.
You have vanilla zones, you have wrath zones, you have kata zones. You don't go to Outland that I've seen, because that wouldn't really make sense.
Well, cool.
It's all over.
Look at this, guys. You're witnessing history.
Why is this history?
Because
Yeah.
it's the first time he's let me pick him up. He doesn't like being picked up, and I always do it, and he just, like, runs away. And he's purring and, like, half asleep. So cute. Sorry. Look at it. He's so cute.
Yeah. Anyone in CTR, give me mats. I will make you the item needed for the mount if you want.
I will be sending you some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Except then you'd have to tell CTR people who your character is.
Mm.
I will just, in CTR, I'll just put it in guild chat. Hey, I've got the
All
drop.
right.
I will make it. Just send me mats.
I think that's everything that we're supposed to cover. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
No,
Other than
that-
kitties who are purring and enjoying
Did you just hear that?
No.
Oh.
All right, so let's
I think
tell
when we're
you.
done here, I'm going to get a Klondike bar and then finish my mount.
What would you do? Ooh, for a Klondike bar.
I would get up. I would get up and walk to the freezer while my game is loading.
Hmm. Okay,
That's so hard.
so here's the deal, folks. This is the part of the show where we would usually read like viewer mail or questions or something like that. And we're not very good at checking our mailbox, but from the last time that Draven checked it, we don't have anything. Now, from time to time, Alessandra sends us stuff. She's pretty cool about doing that kind of thing. How about somebody else sends us some stuff? We can tell you how. So at Epic Fail Podcast, we do love it when you contact us. So here's the ways that you can do that. We are at www.epicfailpodcast.com. On Facebook, you can find us at /podcastepicfail. Twitter is at podcastepicfail. You can follow Draven at Draven Dresden on Twitter. You can follow Scarlett at Scarlett_CTR. And you can follow me, Theory, at Gank Theory, also on Twitter. Don't forget, you can find our podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. We look forward to hearing from you. All right.
For the record, I have been keeping up on checking. Alessandra has sent us some emails, but she literally marked them for a slow week. This would not constitute as a slow week.
That's the kind of thing you don't have to tell us during the show. All right. So
edit it out later. It's fine.
let's do shout outs. Which one of you would like to go first? There you go. Okay, Scarlett, you've been voluntold.
I've been voluntold.
But she has her scars.
Well, you know, that's kind of true, actually. We kind of are made up of the shit in life we go through. However, that's for another day. I'm going to shout out to Kitty, who's purring, and his name is Boo, and that's my shout outs. I don't know. I'm kitty loved right now.
Draven.
I'm going to give my shout out to Taryn Gregory and his team, because that cinematic was really cool. And every time they do a cinematic, I can think up something goofy like "Ooh, piece of." And it's always fun, because now I want to go back and take a screenshot of one of my characters picking up an ooh piece of, and Twitter that, because that'll be funny, and I think that would be funny. Just like at Darren Gregory, ooh piece of, and yeah.
You should
that'd
definitely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You should go when you go to the Anduin quest line on the Broken Shore. You should screenshot that and then put the Velen flavor text of whatever he tells Illidan to pick up, or whoever tells Illidan to pick up the stuff. Because then you'd be picking up a piece of what's his name? No. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
What about you, Theory?
So I don't have shout outs necessarily this week. All the normal important people who are important to me, I think, know who they are. Thank you. Instead, I have a quote that was posted by someone who's very close to me. And there's a quote from Stephen King, and it says, "You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will." And that is from Stephen King. And before she posted it, she said, "At some point you'll wake up and remember what it felt like to be brave, and then you'll want to feel that way again." So, I think...
This is where I would probably ask for context, but I think that's not a during the show thing. So, I approve of those.
Agreed.
Cool. We need final words.
Hooray!
Okay, bye. Hello, mother.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.